Moira, and welcome to this morning's webinar from the Hutt Valley Chamber of Commerce. It's really cool to be joined today by Moira and Anaru Ratapu from Nohi. Nohi is a wellness platform, and we all know how much and how important wellness is to ourselves and to our colleagues. And to business in general. So it's awesome to have Moira and Anaru with us this morning. So welcome, guys. Good to have you here.
Oh, yeah, kia ora. Ngā mihi, Patrick. Thank you for having us.
Brilliant. So look, we're going to kick off, and I've got some questions which I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say. But look, we were just talking before about how you've been in business for 7 years, which is an amazing achievement. We talked about resilience, and I'm sure you'll talk a little bit more about this as we go. But so 7 years in, what inspired you to kind of get into this area and the career in looking at wellness? Tell me more about that. I'm really interested.
So some people choose their career and sometimes your career pathway chooses you. I like to think that I was the latter of that statement. My background is in social work, and I became a social worker because I grew up in a poor single parent household for most of my life. And we lived in one of the most underprivileged neighbourhoods called Camberley and Hastings. And so that kind of helped me, I guess, mould where I went to with wellbeing, because Te Whare Tapa Whā was a great assessment tool that I used in my social work career. So that's how we stumbled upon Nohi, creating Nohi as a wellbeing tool. So during my time as a social worker, I could see two trends, and that stood out for me. One being that if I get clients into mahi or work, their overall wellbeing would improve, and it gave clients a greater awareness of their overall wellbeing, which meant they were able to govern themselves and make choices for themselves, and they were able to create personal strategies to prevent life unforeseen disasters, I guess. So 7 years ago, like you said, Pursuit was created. I'm the CEO and founder of Pursuit, and which is an employment service in the Hawke's Bay region. During this time, we developed Nohi, which allows everyone and anyone to check their overall well-being and monitor this over time. We have a robust tech team behind the scenes who built this. I just provided the concept. The framework of Nohi is based on Sir Mason Jury's Te Whare Tapa Whā, which has been amazing for us. In short, my life experience has led me to social work, and social work has led me to create Pursuit to suit the needs of our community. And our vision at Pursuit is kia hau kuru ngā kuru pēnā, ngā poipoia, ngā moimoia. Let us strike down the things that weigh us so that we are free to dream. We want anyone who walks through our doors or comes in contact with us to be confident in their abilities and to reach their full potential. And overall well-being is a part of that. Yeah.
Brilliant.
But that's my story. I'm only half of Nohi. I'll let my husband speak now.
Love to hear from you, Anaru.
Kia ora. Thank you, Patrick. So my involvement in this is that I've been in health promotion for about 12 years. So that's where my career started, was in health promotion, working in communities in the Hawke's Bay. It started in a place called Wairoa, and then I ended up being employed for an organisation here called Te Taiwhenua Heretaunga, and that's where I kind of grew my knowledge, and also that's where I worked with our people as well in the health promotion. And during that time, I learned Te Whare Tapa Whā from my wife, where I met was at Taiwhenua. And I could see her method in using Te Whare Tapa Whā, and it took us a bit of time to kind of convince her to my team, to develop Nohi, to create the wellness tool that our people can assess their own overall wellbeing. So that's my role in it. I'm the director in terms of the innovation with Nohi. And we have a small team that developed it.
It
So
sounds
I'm
like
the concept, he's the tech.
it sounds like you guys make a great team. So it's fantastic to hear how you both have your roles, and you kind of look happy in working together. So that's
Nice day.
Look, 7 years in, I know, from our work at the Hutt Valley Chamber of Commerce that business is not always easy. But talk to us about the challenges that you've faced, and that might be about business, or it might be about the journey you've been on, or something else. So, love to hear about those challenges.
How much time do you have, Patrick? We've got a long list of life challenges.
Yeah, keep it short, but love to hear about it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm mindful that the comments that I'm going to make are really personal, so I don't mean to. I just need to say it. So at the age of 15, I was raped by my stepdad, my mum's partner. So during that time, high school was really hard for me. I wasn't the brightest spark at school anyway. I didn't finish high school. And I got married at the age of 19, my first marriage. And that fell over due to domestic violence. And I'm just sharing this because my life hasn't been all peaches and cream and everything nice. I have faced a few challenges in my time, but I'm sharing that just to let you know that if you're thinking of doing a business and you believe in yourself, you can achieve anything if you just believe in that. But yeah, after going through all those trials, I guess the biggest challenge for starting my own business was not having any background in business itself. But I had really good networks, and I had great people skills from my social work background. So I had done social work for 9 years before I started my own business, and that kind of set me up to starting Pursuit. So just anybody out there, whether you've been through, if you've had a hard life, don't make excuses for yourself. If you want to do something, if you want to be something, do it. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
It's such a good message, and thank you so much for sharing that, Moira. That's a difficult story to share, I'm sure, but I'm sure our listeners will appreciate you being so honest and personal about that. So, thank you.
Oh, me? Well, I come from I'm from Wairoa, and Wairoa's been perceived as a gang town, and it's quite true. We are impacted by not just by weather events, but we are impacted by gangs in town. So you grow up with your family members, and I guess everyone perceives you that you're going to be in a gang member. But when you have family or your parents that are quite strong within a religious background, that wasn't going to happen in our family. So, but it didn't matter where we went. If you were from Wairoa, you were classed as a gang member, But that's not the case. We have a lot of great people that come from Wairoa, and they've started businesses. And I think I talked to someone about a month ago about this, and we do have great people that come from a town like Wairoa, and are doing great things in the world, not just nationally, but in the world. And when you get stickered with that that's what you think you become.
Yeah.
So over the time, but for me, it's just about meeting people that ain't in that space. When I met my wife probably 10, 11 years ago,
12 years, babe.
or 12 years ago.
Time flies when you're having fun.
So yeah, if I think about 12 years ago, it probably could have ended that way. But I met my wife. She, I learned a lot from her growing up, and I guess we've had two different upbringings in terms of when it comes to trauma. I guess mine's more kind of a sticker.
Yeah.
So
hello. Well, amazing stories. Thanks for sharing. I love that. I mean, we see this all the time. The networks that you have, Moira, and the skills that you have, and you build on those for your business. We're lucky to see that regularly in the work that we do, and so it's really great to hear you talk about that too. So, look, well-being in the workplace. What kind of things do you find that people have a misconception about well-being in the workplace? Is it, what can you talk to us about, how people perceive what you do?
Quite often we hear the words well-being is too airy-fairy. It's too subjective to collect data or to be measured. It's hard to measure people's feelings or people's emotions and behaviours. So we've busted that myth because Nohi is a data-driven tool, and there's a lot of research behind the questions, and every answer that goes with the questions spits out a lot of data. It gives you an overall percentage of your well-being. As we said before, Te Whare Tapawha is the framework, which has 4 po. And the 4 po are physical health, mental health, social health, and spiritual health. And you'll see if you get to use the tool, you'll get a score out of 100 for each of the 4 po, and then you'll get an overall wellbeing score.
Wow. And how often would people kind of rate themselves, Moira, in those 4 quadrants?
So we suggest a monthly assessment, and you can either monitor that yourself, or we have a package where you can have wellbeing in the workplace. And we want to make sure that your data, your information is confidential. So if you do decide to have it in the workplace, your team leader will only see your scores. They won't see your answers. So they'll just see 80% wellbeing data coming out of your questionnaire. And the reason why we suggest a monthly self-assessment is because things can change dramatically in a week, but a week is too often. And we try to make sure that monthly assessments coincide with monthly supervision.
Wow. Okay. And look, maybe this is a question for Anaru. And so, being in business for 7 years, living in the Hawke's Bay, you've had some challenges with weather events and other factors. The economy, I'm sure, is not your friend. It's not business's friend at the moment. So what do you do, either work-wise or for your own personal well-being, to stay motivated and keep on top of your own mental health?
What a great question. I'm always thinking about that all the time in terms of my own wellness, and also what I see is good wellness. So one of the things I do is exercise, is going to the gym. Another one is reading books. Over the last 2 years, I've read so many books. I feel like I'm an expert. But in saying that, before that, I never even wanted to read a book. Only if I had to. I was talking to someone the other day. I read the the Little Yellow was a book back in the day. But yeah, now I'm I'm reading at least one. Within our organisation, Moira has told us that we need to upskill. We can upskill by reading books, and we always do. We've always challenged our staff to read a book, and then we review that book and some of the learnings. What else do I do? Just being with family.
Yeah, no, it's great to hear you. You're using it for, not only probably relaxation but you're using it to learn, and you're using it as a team, and that's awesome to hear how you're, bringing that into your workplace, the reading aspect. So yeah, no, that's really cool. What about? So it's fascinating to be on the webinar with you guys and see you both smiling and nodding, but how do how do you stay motivated, and what is it that was probably what's the thing that you're most proud of that you can look back on and reflect on, and that probably helps with motivation. But yeah, what do you think is you're most proud of?
I'm super proud of our children.
Cool.
We have 4 children, 3 boys and a girl. And our oldest boy is 19 and our girl is 12. And then we have a 7 and 3-year-old. They're our world. They're our why. Our oldest son is serving a mission on behalf of the Church of Jesus Christ, a 2-year mission in Panama at the moment, and he's been out for 3 months. So he's learning Spanish. He's learning tolerance and patience as well. And our daughter, she's 12. She's loving sports at the moment, and she's started playing rugby. Which I never thought she would want to. When she was younger, she would play soccer and pick the daisies instead of kicking the ball. She stepped up a little bit there. And then our 7 and 3-year-old were born deaf, so they're our children that we have together. And we're trying to have a trilingual home, learning English, sign language, and Sereo. To me, they're our greatest accomplishment.
Wow. What about you, Anaru?
Definitely my family. But in terms of what we're doing in our own mahi, I think Nohi's the step up from where we started. Pretty proud of our team that delivering the tech side of stuff, and also other team that supports it. I think I wouldn't imagine that it started with her and we'll have 12 staff. So that's probably the biggest moment for us as a business. I think that's been is able to provide employment for families as well. It's not just us; it's 12 other families that we work that works with us, and the community that we served. And if I think about our database, that's over 3,000 people that we've had contact with and we've done service for. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah. Look, I think that's a really important point that people often don't think about, the contribution a business makes to other people, to communities, to families, to whānau. And so, again, it's fascinating and really interesting to hear you guys reflect on that as your business has grown. 12 people, that's well done. That's amazing. What advice would you give to somebody else? And this might be advice about starting a business or the journey that you've been on, or it might be somebody kind of looking to get into tech and innovation, or it might be somebody that is kind of focused on well-being. And that's a lot there, but what advice would you give to others who might be starting out on their journey?
I think for me, there's a lot of things you can give, but if you just take one point away from me, it would be start with your why. Find out why you want to do it. How are you going to add value to the community, and how is that going to help you with your purpose? So, find out what your why is. That's a good place to start.
What about you, Anaru?
One thing, like if you're gonna go into business with someone, let it be your wife or your husband. Best combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Do you manage? I mean, this is kind of an aside, but do you manage to switch off from work at 5 o'clock or whenever you kind of leave the office and spend time with the kids? Is that, or do you keep talking about work?
I think it's just naturally embedded in us now that we can do both. We can.
Nice.
But most of the time, it's like as soon as we get home, our kids are full on, and and the focus is pretty much on them when we get home. We I can say I dream about it when I can't wait to get to work and can't wait to implement something that I just thought over at a moment, and hopefully our team can implement. That's what. Other than that, I try and keep it just within our working hours, and we've created a business for families, and we only work from 8:45 to 3 o'clock because that's when our kids need our time, and everyone that works with us, it suits them as well. So
we just love being innovative and being creative. So we try to keep work and homes separate, but it doesn't always happen because we get too excited about something and then we have to share it. So
which is probably good for the kids too. I would have thought that they can see how much you love your work, and I'm sure it makes a big difference to them too. I'm pretty sure of that. So look, final question, I guess, is you've built a tool, an app for people to be able to monitor their well-being, and that information can be shared with a business for the business to be able to kind of see how their staff are feeling, how their teams are feeling. But what do you see the future of your work, particularly what future trends might be there in terms of well-being or your tool or integration of other kind of applications such as AI, for example? It's always topical at the moment. What do you see the future looking like for you guys?
I guess in terms of the tech space, it's always growing, and I know that AI is really running rampant around New Zealand at the moment, and we've got a pretty cool young staff that can actually the AI has been implemented for our organisation already, and they're young and they're always looking at the next new thing. So it's good to have a team that can foresee what's coming, and we're always getting updates from them. And so I guess that's the benefit when you have young, smart fellows that are really, really good at tech, and they're always interested in AI. So we've got one staff member that's actually training rangatahi in AI at the moment. So.
Wow.
And so we see AI as a tool to help them to increase their learning speed. We see AI as a tool that our rangatahi can use to benefit them. So that's the trend I kind of see. And in the wellbeing space, just watch the space. We'll be hopefully adding some new elements moving forward in the next probably 12 months.
Brilliant. Anything you want to add there, Anaru, about what you see as the trends, particularly around wellbeing, I guess?
For me, AI and tech are moving so fast. For me, I guess as the CEO, it's my job to make sure that we're staying authentic, that we're not just generic and automated, that we are sticking to our values and our vision in terms of well-being, and its purpose is to uplift people. So, just making sure that we're authentic, but that we can marry social with tech and move forward.
Fantastic. Look, it's been really, really great to sit and talk to you today. I've really enjoyed our conversation. It's great to connect around wellbeing. It's great to connect around tech and how you're blending those two things. it's really awesome to hear about your family and your respective journeys. And it's lovely to see two people that are loving their work, loving their business, and loving their family as much as you two. So thank you very much for talking with us.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick.
We'll look forward to connecting more soon around your work. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.